Hey Broadway World, I'm Katie Lynch, and Fiasco Theater is back with Roundabout Theater Company in this all-new reimagining of Merrily We Roll Along. And I got to catch up with the cast and creative while they were on break during tech rehearsal.
I called a producer.
I sent off the one act.
I started the story.
He said to come see him.
I dropped out of college.
I met this musician.
I'm playing a nightclub.
They're doing my one act.
I'm working for Red Bull.
I rewrote the ballad.
I finished the story.
We started rehearsals.
I threw out the story, and then the musician. I moved into popular science.
We're opening doors, singing, look who's here, beginning to sail on a dime. That faraway shore's getting very near. We haven't a thing to fear. We haven't got time.
It's been an extraordinary experience. It's been a 3-year process, and we've really treated this piece as if it's a new play. And with Sondheim's support, we've been able to access all these different drafts of the show, and that's given us a chance to learn it from the inside out, which you just don't usually get to do with any show. So it's been an extraordinary experience of getting into the bones of what they were after in the early days, what they learned when they went back to revise it again in the 90s, and what we're interested in now. And so I really think we're presenting some things that haven't been seen on stage ever, literally, and then other things that haven't been seen except for those few performances in 1981. And, Steve has even tweaked a few words for us here and there to help the things that make sense to his ears now. And so that's been just fascinating and thrilling.
I think what makes a Fiasco production unique is that we put the actor at the center of the process. And so everything that we're doing on stage is generated by us as collaborators in collaboration with the creative team. And so everything we're doing on stage is something we love to do and was probably our idea. And I think that kind of joy in the storytelling and love for the piece extends to the audience and is contagious. That when you make something you really love, the people who receive it feel the love. And I think that is part of what makes a fiasco show a fiasco show.
No, you don't get opportunities like that to work with dynamic people that you know, but who are supremely talented and rigorous in their thoughts and who care about similar things that you care about. It's a real special, and to be working then beyond all of that at one of the premier institutions in the world, the Roundabout Theater, and to be working as a person of color in a non-traditional way, which non-traditional now means so many things, but this is truly non-traditional casting. And I don't feel like it's not, that it's anything other than what it's meant to be. It's meant to be that. I mean, there's no reason why someone like me shouldn't be playing any of the roles in this show.
Life is swinging, skies are blue and bells are ringing. Every day I wake up singing. Look at me, I'm rich and happy. Days are sunny, working hard for lots of money. Filled with people smart and funny. Filled with people rich and happy.
This set has really become kind of part of your characters in your shows. Can you chat with it right behind you a bit about what it is?
Yeah, so we've worked several times with Derek McLean, who also designed Into the Woods. And I think what his work really resonates with ours. What he understands is that our shows are made in a rehearsal room, and we are very present. The actors are always present in the show as storytellers and as watchers in addition to characters. And so we often talk about, well, what's the kit? What's the kit that we need to tell this story? What does this story need? We give ourselves anything we need, but only what we need to tell our stories. And one of the things that, we were thinking about Merrily as, these are people that work in the entertainment industry. They work as, and as creative artists, they write musicals, they work in TV, in radio, in film, and we started thinking, oh, right, okay, so there are all of these theatrical tropes. There's the world of storytelling, and we started to conceive of, and it's also chapters in their lives, that goes across 23 years. And we started to talk about a space that was maybe like the storage, the props and costume storage warehouse of their lives. All of the stuff that touched them and touched their stories as they went through the chapters of their lives. And that inspired Derek to create this incredible set in which the actors live inside of it. They each have a kind of actor home, a seat or a nook or something, and they are surrounded by the objects and the both literal and metaphorical that resonate with their characters' journeys. And so many of the things that you see here are actually come into the space when they are relevant to a scene.
We've made some big swings on this show, I would say. Like, there's some things we've really reimagined, and those aren't the things that he responds to. He responds to, like, hey, maybe this guy could just, like, hit this word a little harder, or, it's never the big conceptual things that he's arguing with. And I think that's really a beautiful way to, like, honor the process. And so that's really, I find that moving, because if anybody would have any right to say, like, don't mess with my material, it would be Steve. So the fact that he's been open to me and Lauren and Noah and the company sort of diving in, full-bodied, has allowed us to have a real creative process. And so that's just been incredibly rewarding.
Yeah, one thing I will never forget, hearing Steve Sondheim laugh at a piece of choreography. To be in a preview and to hear this behind me was maybe the single most exciting moment of my entire career, I have to say. But it's just been an absolute joy. I constantly walk a line of wanting to choreograph every single second of this glorious music and then not getting in the way of this glorious text. So I'm constantly just walking this line. And but it's like, what better line to be walking on?
Can you talk about what drew you to the show and working with Fiasco Theater Company?
I've admired them for a very long time, and I just graduated from grad school. I went to Juilliard, and so I had known about their work because you come from school and you come from an ensemble environment and you care very much about collaboration and art making, and I would go see their shows and be like, that is the kind of work that I want to do. I want to do work that is based off of, that is actor-centric, that is based off of everyone putting ideas into the space. And what has been really great about working with them on this particularly in a musical setting is that that's not being lost. The acting element isn't being lost at all, and everybody really is coming in and saying, what about this? What about this? And how can we make this story better? How can we really bring out the humanity of it? How can we bring out the humor of it? How can we make other people feel included to make sure that the audience is really having a process with us, and that arrow of energy is going back and forth? And I feel like what that does when you're on a stage is you have agency over your craft, you have agency over the story that is being told, and excitement about telling that story. It's not a passive act, it's an active act. So we really are constantly in flow, and we're really saying this is what we want to share. And each of us wants to share that, because in this musical, each of us has an idea that has been presented. So that's been really exciting.
Yeah, so I'm a Fiasco company member, so we've been working together for about 10 years, and we went to grad school together as well, so we've known each other for quite a while. And we started, the company sort of started around production of Cymbeline that we did several years ago. That was 6 of us, and those 6 are the original 6 company members. And so we have a great time. We love doing theater together and taking on new challenges and challenging ourselves, and it's a great experience. Yeah.
Has anything surprised you about Merrily We Roll Along?
I'm surprised at how much scope there is. I'm surprised at how many laughs, and then I'm surprised at how many tears. Like, it really does encompass all of the bandwidth of life. Like, there are marriages, there are divorces, there's showbiz, and there's successes and there's failures. Anything that can happen in an adult life kind of happens. And so I'm sort of, I guess, how could I have expected anything less really from a Sondheim show? But I love it to hear the laughter when it's funny, and then, the attention and the quiet when it's more poignant. I guess that's always the theater, right?